Hi, I'm Johnny. I'm a global artist ambassador for FENIX360, and I'm blessed to be joined today by the music artist DCPA, Danny Hughes. Hey, Danny, how you doing?
I'm doing great, John. How are you doing?
I'm doing great too. Thanks for being with me, brother.
Yeah,
Okay, so listen,
absolutely.
man, I would love to tune into your YouTube channel, Danny, and share some of your music with our audience. Okay, if I tune in to Keep Your Eyes Closed?
Let's do it. Yes, sir.
All
Love it.
right, thanks, Danny. All right, everyone, let's tune in now to DCPA at Keep Your Eyes Closed.
Keep your eyes closed. Keep your eyes closed when it's raining. Hold your heart now. It's gonna be alright. No matter what they say to you, do to you. Try to stay cool. Sun shining when the lights are dark, so hold your heart. It's alright. It's alright. It's alright. Keep your eyes closed when it's raining. Hold your heart now. It's gonna be alright. It's alright. It's alright. Keep your eyes closed when it's raining. Hold your heart now. It's gonna be alright. Keep your eyes closed when it's raining. Hold your heart now. It's gonna be alright. Keep your eyes closed when it's raining. Hold your heart now. It's gonna be alright. No matter what they say to you, do you. Try to stay cool. Sunshine when the lights are dark, so hold your heart. It's alright.
Danny, great, man. I really appreciate sharing your music and looking forward to learning about you. Can you tell me where you're from and how did you get involved in becoming a music artist?
So I'm originally from Alito, Texas, and I was in piano classes, band, playing trumpet, guitar growing up. I kind of took a break from all that. I went to Texas Tech and studied accounting. I
Uh-huh.
got my master's degree in that, and then went to work for a company in Dallas for 9 years, working as an auditor and a certified public accountant. And
Wow.
during that time, probably about 5 years in, I just saw this revival of electronic dance music, or maybe a rival, so to speak, in the United States. Really saw kind of that my vision growing up, which had always been be one guy producing behind the scenes,
Uh-huh.
having a means to showcase that type of stuff, and that became kind of DJing.
Right.
And so when I kind of saw this happening, and then went and bought a new laptop, got a MacBook, learned some new production software, Logic Pro, and just kind of started making music as an accountant. And then I released an EP. Worked with a studio over in the Netherlands,
Right.
a Nimble Agency. They're helping me out a lot still. I get a vocalist over there to work with me frequently. And anyway, so I started releasing music, and I saw a really good response to that, and I really wanted to get full time. And so I broke out of accounting about 2 years ago, moved to Austin in my RV here, or this RV I bought last year. And so I got all my studio stuff crammed in here, and I've been doing gigs in Austin for about a year and a half now.
Oh,
So
that is great, Danny. First of all, I love it when anybody follows their soul's calling, right? And and it seems to me like, so from some people's maybe perspectives, you gave up a lot. You know what I mean? You got your master's degree, you got it out in accounting, and you started performing in that industry, and maybe it became established to some extent. But then there's something missing, and that's the thing that's calling you. It's the music and it's the experience. So
absolutely.
you're going mobile, man. You're kind of living the dream. You know what I mean? You get yourself your mobile studio and you're out in Austin, which is just like a music capital. And it's such a young and thriving and killer town to be doing what you're doing in EDM. I love it. So
Yeah,
let me ask this question. What is the DCPA stand for?
so it's Danny the Certified Public Accountant. That
Nice.
was an acronym that I was sitting there teasing names, and a partner at the firm was working. I was a senior manager at the time.
Uh-huh.
He said, why don't you make it accounting related? That'd be funny. And
It
so I
would. You're
said,
right. It
well,
does.
that kind of rolls off the tongue well enough, and there you go. And
Yeah, I
it's kind
love
of a
it.
mystery. I
Yeah.
love it when people figure out that they'll click. I'll tell them what I used to do, and they'll finally like, oh, that's what that standed for. Okay, I was wondering.
Yeah, yeah,
So,
yeah, it's amazing, man. Okay, so listen, let's ask this question now. When, were there other kinds of artists, even in EDM or elsewhere, as you were coming up, considering being an artist yourself, that inspired you or that you love or a fan of?
yeah, absolutely. Everything from like alternative rock bands to DJs in Europe. As my favorite band growing up was Red Hot Chili Peppers.
Yeah.
Really love that. That's that funky, sound. And then, like ATB is a big German DJ, and he was a huge inspiration for me because I just love the way he produced music and how he integrated all these different atmospheric sounds. And then, Daft Punk was a big influence of mine. I love the vocoder effects they use and the simplicity a lot. And it's just, you could listen to a Daft Punk loop for, minutes and forget what's even happening because, there's just enough, right?
Yeah,
Um,
right.
but artists like that were making it during a phase where it was mostly happening in Europe. And so,
Belgium and whatnot, right? Mhm.
yeah, and so I kind of like, that was almost like a fantasy to me because like I'd never been to Europe. I was just in high school at the time. Kind of when I saw them and listened to their music, I kind of envisioned a different world, it took me to a different place. And so that was really exciting to me that music made its way to America. And we have these festivals that are, really graphically involved, and they've got like a total environment they create for the 3-day weekend. And I just love that artistry behind the music as well that's come up in the electronic world.
Well, I agree with you. You know what I mean? And Burning Man is something that I love to go to. And you know what I mean? It's such an expressive part of the Burning Man experience is the music that's there and the DJs that are there from all over the world performing. And it is incredible to be involved in that kind of beat. And it does bring you to another kind of dimension in a way. So certainly you composing and designing and developing your own style and sound, having used these inspirations from around the world where this has been popularized and established. It's going to be really interesting as you expand kind of awareness for it here in the US, and continue to pour heart into your music. It's going to go great, Danny. So tell me, what are you working on right now and what's coming up?
So I just submitted my latest release to symphonic distribution called Iconic Love.
Love it.
I'm really excited about that one. It's a lot like Keep Your Eyes Closed, which we just listened to. It's really like, I heard the vocal that the same singer, Marcia Sondejkers, she goes, Misha is her artist name. I've been working with her a lot, and I heard this vocal, and I was like, this one's like, they're always great, but this one's like really special. And she said, yeah, this is a really special vocal. And so I waited like a year to produce this song, just because I didn't know what to do with it.
Right.
But I think I landed on the right sound, and really looking forward. Comes out March 4th.
Super.
And then my next release, it'll either be an instrumental track, which I haven't done in a while, or it'll be Shattered Dreams, a cover track by Johnny Hates Jazz. So working on that with my coworker or collaborator, Pelican Doc. His name's
great.
Michael English. Yeah. He actually used to work with me in accounting. So it's kind of a cool, after accounting collaboration. So.
Yeah, you brought, isn't it great? You know what I mean? You brought, some of the talent that you know what I mean, already had heart for in a completely different arena. And now I've got them involved in the music, and you guys are passionately getting it going.
Yeah. And like you said, you do give up a lot when you feel like you do when you leave a career that's stable and you've got all these networking connections you've made. But that's what I would say to anyone who's maybe thinking about it, is that, you don't leave those behind. You have those connections, and you actually connect on, the business side too. If you were in my shoes, we can talk the financial side very easily together and do the music and talk about publishing. And it's just a great, system. If you just take the tools that you learned along the way or that you acquired, and just, if you're going into full-time music after another career, it will only help you in the long run, having experience.
Be able to integrate that knowledge and experience, and actually from whatever field it might have been. So at any rate, but I think the beautiful thing is that you're really doing what you feel like you're here to do, which is to express this art. So at any rate, we're looking forward to sharing your progress as you develop Danny, when DCPA posts more insight and information on your social media channels that we'll keep posted below our interview today. And also, we're happy that you're on FENIX360. And, it's nice to have someone like you who understands kind of blockchain and understands, that the financial instrument that ultimately the vision of also Phoenix is the ability to have an exchange in which people could use currency that increases in value that ultimately they can exchange for different works of art. And so it helps to commercialize and to establish otherwise mostly underrepresented artists in whatever realm, whether it's music or whether it's visual arts or whether it's dancing or acting or any number of different kinds of artistic expressions. Phoenix creates a cooperative for that to be able to happen. So someone like you, I'd love to hear what your insight might be about it or how it might help artists become more established financially or commercially.
Yeah. Yeah. So it's funny because, excuse me.
No worries.
Blockchain and crypto and all that, it kind of became a hobby, whereas music became my full-time job. That was now my financial hobby, whereas accounting was my full-time job and music was my hobby. So I've been getting a lot into it at the end of the day, but I think the most exciting thing is that, you got this data flow, and that's been a huge problem in music, is just getting data from one place to the next, whether a publisher has to send it to a society to collect royalties for you or to have that information. And then, a radio's got to report that they played it. I'm reporting my set lists weekly that I perform, and I'm reporting every song that's played. Sometimes those songs aren't even registered and you can't find them, and you just have to kind of wait and put it off, and maybe you can report it another day. But with blockchain, that type of stuff happens instantaneously. And, the system isn't completely defined at this point, but, this is where Phoenix comes in, right? These apps, we're putting it all together saying, here's like the 3 buttons you need to say, I want to sell an NFT, for example. I want to sell a digital version of my art. And you just get a direct line to the consumer. There's really no, fees to pay for a distribution, from a,
Right.
for example, like an Amazon or Shopify, or, and not saying that those
Whatever
are
the
bad, because they're
platform
still,
is.
yeah, and those are still great services to leverage, but there are people who want to get directly to you. They want to donate to you or support you in any way they can. And so with blockchain, you can do those type of transactions instantly. And as far as rights and royalties go, you can even share those with fans with a contract that's coded into the blockchain. There's just a lot of different things you can do with it. And so I would just encourage any new artist who's kind of like, where do I make money? How do I make a living off of this? To just kind of see the possibilities with blockchain. And I think the theory is if you have 1,000 true fans, you can make it very easily as an artist, because they're going to be buying your merchandise. They're going to be buying, exclusive, tickets, because they want that backstage pass. They want to meet you, and just making yourself available to those ideas, I think, is the biggest thing to kind of get behind nowadays. Really encourage people to get out and just go for it.
Danny, I think that that's really wise, and it's very encouraging, I think, also, and that you understand also kind of philosophically how Phoenix is built to enable artists to have more of an intimate relationship with their fan base and to control their commercial destiny more directly as well. So at any rate, man, I really appreciate the fact that, we resonate with that understanding and know that it could be of great benefit for artists in particular. So we're really happy to actually have you as an ambassador for the app. And we're really happy to share your music and your knowledge and insight and your story. So thank you for being with me today, brother.
Yeah, thank you. I'd say that, Phoenix came at pretty much the exact right time when all this stuff was just getting so exciting to me, and Audius had released for earlier in the year. And I love uploading stuff there and reaching people and finding really, really cool music from other people on Audius that maybe they don't want to distribute it to a commercial outlet because it's just not that project. But
Right.
love using that. Phoenix finding the same thing, and it came like just on the heels of everything. It's in my mind. I was like, okay, this is awesome. Now we have a platform to kind of visualize and create the things that are just flying through our heads, and what these possibilities are. How does it all come together? And so I'm really happy to be here. Thanks, thank you for having the app and having me on the show and everything.
You bet, Danny. And listen, I want everyone to tune in to Danny Hughes and his DCPA music content that you can find on the social media links below. We're going to follow his progress and very happy to have him on FENIX360. Thank you, brother. Respect, man. You take care. Go mobile.
Awesome. You too, Johnny. Thanks.
All right, man. Peace. Enjoy.
Peace. See you.